Hello and welcome everybody to my My Hero Academia chapter 308 review titled Full Power. Now before we get started here today, I just want to point out, you may realize our setup here looks a bit different. We have a few more volumes than we had last review. We added volume 9, volume 11, volume 20, volume 6, and volume 27. 27 is the most recent one that came out here about 2 weeks ago at the filming of this video, and probably 2 weeks at the posting of this video. Now, yeah, so I just want to point those out. Hope you enjoyed the backdrop. I've been happy I was able to collect this much. Now, to the chapter 308 titled Full Power. This is pretty much the second part of the muscular or jailbreaker fight with Deku, or pretty much the first chapter, since Deku sort of just kicked him through a wall last time. So here in the beginning, you pretty much just have another look at what Deku was doing whenever he was saving Shindo. And Muscular says, "I'd never forget you. It's really you, right?" He yells out, "Midoriya, I've missed you, little guy. All these pathetic swims just don't measure up. It's not enough." Talking about how had to fight with Muscular and Deku, which is shown actually in volume 9. That's one of the reasons I picked it up, is because, well, it is pretty central to what's going on in the manga currently. Or, not chapter 9. I know I'm filming this video late. I'm super sorry. So then, Muscular just says, "Don't run away so fast, Midoriya." And then he pretty much just goes insane. It's fun beating up the city. It's fun doing all these things. And you taught me how fighting can be sometimes. And you showed me how great it can be to fight. And I can't go back after experiencing that high. And then Deku talks, then Muscular leaps off where he was, because he's pretty much been standing in place this whole time. And then he goes to jump up to where Midoriya and Shinzo are, and then Deku points out he didn't jump high enough. He goes and he pretty much just crashes the building down, and he says, "Let's go at it full power," right? And then all of the people that were in the all of the vigilante civilians that were in the building are all like, "Oh boy, this is bad." And then Deku shows up and he says, "Ah, you're here? Glad you're here. You're okay. Take him." He's speaking to Turtleneck. It's Turtleneck sees Shindo, and she's like, "Oh, I could be so dumb. I need to get here, get first aid." All of that. And then Deku comments, "Darn, so many buildings got wrecked already, but no more damage from now on." As you see, he's got Black Whip coming out, and he's got this weird smoke around him, right? And then Turtleneck goes and says, "I can't see through all of this smoke, but I know him from somewhere." From where? And then Deku comments, "Was that too much?" to himself. And then we see the sixth user of One For All. I'm pretty sure his name is In. I could be wrong, but in the Japanese language, In is the kanji for smoke, right? Or that's how it works out, I guess. So, yeah, In's got a smoke screen quirk, and he's pretty much teaching Deku how to use it. And pretty much here, he just talks about, he's like, "You're doing good, you're working, but you put out too much of the smoke screen quirk. You need to think of all the other quirks. One For All is like a base, but these added powers is just like tricks, right?" Muscular actually refers to them as tricks later on. And it's pretty much, it just says, yeah, you can spread your control through too thin, talking about smoke screen. And then he says, "Did I mention how it could backfire if somebody tries to get the drop on you after you've used it?" Then he says, "One For All's influence has really opened the floodgates. Keep that in mind." He says, "Keep that in mind. The greater the power has been built up a bit across 8 users. It's a massive power, and the 9th user, you're feeling most of the power here." And he says, so at these times, try to relax a little. And then he pretty much says, instead, think of us as simply tools in your arsenal. Make a plan. And here you see sort of a thing with Deku where he has a jetpack on, representing float. He's got a rope black whip. Then he's got like a smoke grenade talking about smoke screen here, and a walkie-talkie talking about danger sense. I actually missed that first time reading it, but going back through it, I realized. And then Muscular, who's a man still standing after taking on 100% smashes, can't forget him. That's what Dex says himself, and he's like, the 7th float flies up in the air. And then he's like, I can limit visibility with the 6th smoke screen, right? And he says, oh, the 4th danger sense, 5th black whip. So pretty much he's just using all of the powers in his arsenal to just beat up on Muscular. And Muscular does make the reference, oh, just cheap party tricks? I mean, sure. He says, I know Shigaraki and all, if I want to release you, where are they now? And Muscular pretty much just says, I don't know, they just told me to go wild on my own. And he's pretty much like, just have a rematch with me. And Deku looks really cool here. He's actually got Muscular sort of tied up in a way with the black whip, just holding his hand out. It really looks pretty cool, and Muscular just goes and says, I just want to live without regrets. And yeah, so it's pretty much just them bantering back and forth. And then Deku says, there was really no other path for you. Goto Izumichi. Imasuji? I don't know. Imasuji. That's what I'm going to say. Goto Imasuji. And Muscular goes, no, or trying to sympathize with me. Put that crap somewhere else, because all you can find in my soul is blood and violence. And then Midori goes back to what he said, I think it was chapter 306, where he was like, I want to be this great hero, and I want to see if I can figure out what makes the villains think to be able to then go and fight them. I'm sorry, just give me a second. So yeah, so it's pretty much just talking about how Deku is fighting Muscular, and at this point it just flashes to a picture of Koda, who Muscular killed his parents, and Deku comments on how it seems like this fight is inevitable, but at least we'll learn what makes him tick deep down. So we're just fighting, and then yeah, he pretty much just beats the crap out of Muscular. We see his face for the first time since all of this happened. And yeah, that's pretty much just a chapter. There's not a whole lot to really explain. It's pretty much just Midoriya beating up on Muscular using all of the quirks he has at his disposal now. So yeah, that's really all I can say. Last page looks really cool. And that's pretty much it for this chapter. I know it's sort of a little short here, and yeah, but I mean, that's really all I have to say on the chapter. It was a good chapter, but it was very short, and or it wasn't short, it was just, there wasn't a lot to talk about. But going into the next chapter, it pretty much just sets up the basis for, this is how powerful Deku is now. This is how much he can do with all these quirks at his disposal. And that's pretty much it. So thank you again for watching. I know this video wasn't the best and it's coming out very late, but I still thank you for watching. So if you want to, like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, don't do that. I could care less. I sort of want to be able to express my feelings and thoughts about these chapters in this format. So again, thank you for watching, and this is Glowplasma231.